Hey, 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 welcome back to the channel. This is literally just a recap of me using freaking order flow. I'm starting to implement order flow, especially going into the macro. This is a little mock forward test of a trade that was honestly not late in my standards, was honestly pretty good. Unfortunately, I didn't take it because, like I said, it was a forward mock test. I wasn't really doing anything, but let's get right on into it. Okay, my bad for the edit. I had to pick up a phone call. That was my fault. Back to it. So coming into agent session today, we literally had massive consolidation. And honestly, I was looking at the 1 hour where I placed my bias today. I wasn't really looking at the 4 hour. The 4 hour didn't really give me that much justice. It just gave me that we were in a downtrend, which I guess aided to my order flow confluence being used. But I wasn't really looking at it. But going on to Asian session, we were consolidating, and then coming into London, we distributed to the downside, wiping out all Asian liquidity. And from there, coming into today, we had a lot of these imbalances that were not filled. So myself personally, we also had these equal lows or relative equal lows right here. Are they? Yeah, equal lows right here. So coming into myself personally, pause. I was like, okay, I want to see an imbalance get filled, and I honestly want to see these lows get swept, and then I want to see a reversal to the upside taking out this London high. We did not get that. We ended up getting inversed both these hourly gaps, and when I saw this 10 o'clock candle close, I was kind of like, okay, we're gonna continue, going on to the downside. So that was kind of, iffy. We also had 10 o'clock news today. This really didn't do much besides add on to my switching switching biases for today. Um, Same thing as ES, consolidation, manipulation. Not really manipulation, but we definitely were consolidating until whoa, excuse me, this was yesterday. But consolidating, and then we were a bit like honestly like all over the place on ES, not really like stable price action, at least for the hourly high time frames. Coming into New York, I wanted the same thing. I wanted to see these imbalances get filled. Maybe not a maybe, but I want to see these imbalances get filled, then a sweep, and then from there. Okay, that's on the wrong. Um, whoa, pause. Okay, a sweep and then a reversal. Unfortunately, we did not get that. So from there, I was honestly kind of forced to just not forced, but I decided to just wait on my hands and just sit down and wait patiently. Um, Market opened. Oh, okay. Market open. We literally just dump, not really dump, but we really just not consolidating. But price doesn't know what it wants to do. Honestly, waiting for these original lows to get swept. Then we see a reversal. We ended up not getting that. We come onto the macro, and I was like, okay, if we continue bearish structure or if we keep respecting bearish order flow, throughout the macro and then after the macro, I'm gonna have to switch up my bias because there's just if the 5 minute is telling me something in the 1 hour is definitely inversing those bullish gaps, and the 5 minute is telling me okay we're going down down down. I have no choice but to follow the continuation and go down down down. So from there we also respected. We didn't, however, tap into this gap, but we did end up making an imbalance right here after the macro, and we ended up getting a tap into this macro. So from there, I scaled down. This was the trade I would have took. Um, Whoa. So coming down, before I show you where I get these other draws of liquidity from, since market was honestly in heavy bearish order flow, I myself was looking. Excuse me. I myself was looking at other draws of liquidity that price would wanna target, and I to myself came out to see these 2 week high time frame lows right here on Nasdaq on the 1 hourly, not 1 hourly but hourly. Um, we had this draw on liquidity right here as well. We also had this draw on liquidity that I was like, okay, price is definitely gonna wanna tap into and reach. And from there, after we swept out this high time frame liquidity, okay, give me one quick second for an edit. Okay, whoa, sorry for that edit again. Like this morning has been so like getting phone calls out of nowhere. Like, hold on, I'm not an entrepreneur yet. But okay, what was I saying? After we swapped out that hourly liquidity, I was like, okay, we're definitely respecting bearish price action crazy. From there, we had this 5 minute PD array for bearish. My original thought, actually, I wanted to see price disrespect this imbalance, create an inverse for rally gap, maybe potentially break order flow to continue my original bias of being bullish for today. Unfortunately, we did not. We got buying pressure out of here. This was my 5-minute strong holding for my PD array. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm scaling down to the 1 minute. What do we have here? And if you look at what we had here, we had a excuse me. We had a bullish order block right here. I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe if I just like highlight it. Um, whoa, where am I? Tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping right here. Whoa. Okay, right here we had this. There's no need to mark out any breaker structures or anything because, like I already said, this is just a continuation model. We're still in the downtrend. I'm using order flow to realize what price wants to do. We had this bearish order block right here. We also had this bearish breaker right here. Is whoa, where is it? Yeah, we had this bearish breaker right here as well. If you're looking at my freaking magic wand, it's literally just a new thing. I don't know. I'm just using it. I don't know. I don't want to be different. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it low key, but we had this bearish breaker right there. I'm not bearish. Bearish breaker right here. We had the bearish order block right here. The leg up switching the liquidity, and then from there, we also had equilibrium as well here. Unfortunately, I did not take a trade on this because this was honestly I wasn't even paying attention. I was too busy focused on freaking ES, and you're gonna see why in a quick second. Um, we were also in equilibrium as well in this order block as well. So honestly, this would have been a solid entry. Looking at it, this is honestly just forward testing, but my original forward test was on this gap right here. Let's see. Boom. My original would have been above this gap right here. Targeted this low for a 4, but not really I'm not really worried about that. I'm just telling you guys my whole state of mind. So after expecting these bearish confluences, I'm like, okay, we're gonna want to maybe create a gap. We're gonna want to keep going. From there, we ended up creating a gap. We tapped into it just a little tiny bit. Debatably made equal highs, but I had to zoom in and we literally tapped into it by a tiny bit. And then from there, boom, is where I would have entered. Whoa, there. From there, boom, that's where I would have entered. Literally stops above the gap, above this high right here. Honestly, since it would be my first time using this order flow. Okay, this video is gonna have a lot of edits. I'm so sorry, but it's okay. Coming into today, we had whoa. Let me get back on track. Lock in. Okay, we had this gap. I would have entered from here. From there, stops above what would have been above equilibrium, would have been above this gap since I was primarily focusing on this gap, so it would have been right here, honestly. If I were to take the trade off of the order block and equilibrium, I would have put it honestly maybe above equilibrium, which would have been basically above my not above my PD array, but literally right on my 5-minute PD array, so it would have been like my two quote unquote walls to hold against. But from there, only take profit I was genuinely targeting was this area of untapped liquidity right here. Price is just dumping the bed heavily. I don't even know why price is dumping like this. This is crazy, but it's literally just destroying everything. Oh my god, I don't even. Wow. But anyways, yeah, this was my original take profit. Only take profit. Because it was just low time frame and high time frame leftover liquidity that price would literally I would want to see price seek to, and then from there, boom, pretty much straightforward. Literally had 3 confluences, well 4 actually. We had the breaker. I didn't really prioritize the breaker, equilibrium, bearish order block, inverse. I mean not inverse. 1-minute gap, entry, boom, long john silver. Originally, if I were to take this off equilibrium and the what do we call it, equilibrium and equilibrium and the bearish order block, most definitely probably would have took it like here, to be honest, because it's like the closeout of everything. Or honestly maybe like right here, to be honest. I I doubt it. Maybe like right here if we're gonna be honest, because it's like the closeout of everything. That's literally what I honestly want to see. I want to see a closeout of everything. I have to be retraced, and then I put my stops literally above the 1 minute equilibrium since that's literally what's holding me up. And then boom, this would have been a calm, unrisked 2RR would have been calm. But yeah, this was the trade on Nasdaq that I would have took, but this was just a forward mock test, and I'm kind of glad it played all right. First time using order flow. ES. This is where actually things where honestly where I could have took the trade, but unfortunately, I told myself I was not gonna trade if we weren't respecting my own confluences or like my own bias, and we switch up biases. I'll say, okay, let me try out order flow, and let me learn to actually like implement it, and then let me just do a mock trade. Ended up playing correctly, exactly how I wanted it to as well. 5 minute PDRA right here, 5 minute gap, and getting tapped into from there. This was my equilibrium right here. We also had this 1 minute bearish order block. Yeah, the 1 minute bearish order block. We had this 1 minute breaker block right here, and then we also got a displacement to the downside for both of these to be validated as well. We also had equilibrium. Price was also in equilibrium as well. We also had this tap. Not tap. We also had this gap that price did not. I mean, price did tap into, but price did not tap into equilibrium. So I mean, overall, the bearish both breaker block and order block would have been validated as well, even if price didn't tap into equilibrium on the gap. We also tapped into the gap. This is where I would have entered, because when I was charting, wasn't really focusing on these until now. I was really mainly prioritizing the gap. I would have took this, but like I already told you, and like I already said prior, my mind was already just focused on forward testing order flow and just mock testing it. And yeah, this would have been the trade. Ordered off the, would have shorted off the gap. Boom. Only took profit was this high time frame draw, which was been right here. And as you can see, price literally did nothing besides boom, 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 hit that literally a couple minutes later. Boom. From there, hit a reversal, trying to fill in these gaps. And then yeah, price is just dumping crazy right now. But nothing less to say. I'm gonna write down what I did today. Obviously, I didn't take a trade, but whatchamacallit, it was pretty good over for forward testing. And this was honestly, I think, like my second time using order flow on like actual live markets. I've been using order flow backtesting, working pretty well so far. And yeah, I think one key thing that I'm gonna start to implement is order flow during the macro slash like after the macro. Like say I'm having a bullish bias, price is giving me everything that I want, and then as soon as we hit the macro, we start displacing, we start having crazy retracements, heavy disrespectful bullishness. Then from there, if it's still continuing the same after the macro, then I'm gonna have to switch up my bias, because if the high time frames are telling me what price is doing, then you can't trade against the market. You have to trade with we have to trade with the continuation. You have to trade where the trend is going. You can't trade against the trade, or else you can't trade against the trend, or else you're getting stopped out. But yeah, this was the trade today. Nothing too serious. Would have been a calm 2RR. Would have been before my time actually. So this one would have been calm if I actually took this live, but unfortunately not. Although I am kind of glad to see order flow actually getting crazy good respected. But I mean, yeah, catch you guys tomorrow. Honestly, we'll be looking for a trade tomorrow. Um, what else is there to do announce? Oh, if you guys watched my my like advice video on like how I balance trading, working, and school, I'll link that in the description if you guys want to watch, or I'll honestly just I'll probably link it in the description. But yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. I love you guys. Thank you for the subs. I really much appreciate it. We're almost at freaking 40, which is crazy. Like slow and steady wins the race. I love all my consistent viewers that are watching. You guys are growing too. If you guys are starting out, don't forget, we're all in this together. Like, it's gonna be a long journey, but trust me, as long as you stick to it, show up every day, take this seriously. Like, put this literally like number one. Like, you want profitability, you gotta put this above everybody else, except for yourself and God and your parents, of course. But remember, We got this. Stay strong. I'll see you guys on the road to profitability. See you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.